Peace and blessings, everyone. Welcome to the Humble Servant Homestead, guys. Today, I am out here in the middle garden, guys, getting ready to come on in and do a little bit of work and just to kind of share something with you all, just for, beginners. If you're a beginner gardener, I just want to come on in and just share a few little tips so you can have a successful garden and so you can grow some great food, guys. So these beds right here, as y'all been following us, we built these beds out, and so far they have been doing really well. The plants inside of here, they are thriving. Have not been I haven't come on in and do any fertilization. They're just going off of what I add inside of this bed right here, guys. Now, as you all know, I am a big fan of putting in chicken manure and goat manure in my beds, so that way plants can strive, guys. Okay, that is what they need to strive. Today we're going to go ahead and just talk a little bit about just a couple of tips, so that way your plant can do really well, guys. So if you come on down low right here right now, as you all can see, these plants looking really good. Now this right here is Georgia collards that I have planted out. But there is one thing that is going on inside of this bed right here that we do need to come on in and take care of, guys, because if you don't get them at a early stage, you're going to give up gardening. Okay, so as y'all can see, I have a little tool here that all gardeners should know about, is a hoe. All right, and what we're going to go ahead and do today is we're pretty much going to come on in and take care of these weeds right here, guys. All right, now you want to take care of these weeds in this garden bed right now at this time, so that way your plants, they're not competing with the weeds, right? So if you all see, we're just going to go ahead and pretty much just barely right on the top, we're just going to chop those weeds right there, guys. All right, we're just going to go ahead and work that soil up a little bit. And with me coming in and also doing that, what I'm going to do while I'm here chopping these weeds right around these plants right here, you want to go ahead and aerate around the roots of your plant, guys. Keep that in mind. You want your plants to strive. These plants, they do need oxygen to grow. And so with you coming on in and aerating around the root of your plant, you're going to allow oxygen to hit those roots, and therefore your plant is going to even grow bigger and even more vigor. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and chop out some of this weed around here, and all you see me doing is pretty much just dragging the hoe over the weeds. Okay, and I know sometimes this could be very tedious. Sometimes that is why a lot of people don't like gardening, because they have to come on out and weed. But guys, that is a part of gardening. Okay, coming out and weeding your garden, that's all a part of it. All right, and so I'm not going to let y'all sit here and watch me pull weed or scrape the weed all morning. So what we're going to go ahead and do, we're going to pretty much just move on around to the tomatoes and talk a little bit about those tomatoes there, guys. All right, and I will be coming back to this weed right here because we do need to get it out of the garden beds. Weeds is not going to do us no good. One of the things is we cannot eat the weeds, and so we don't want them in the bed to stifle out our plants, because that can also happen where this weed will stifle out your plants if it get overgrown inside of your beds. All right, and as y'all can see how fast that is, what I'm actually going to do, I'm gonna go ahead and scrape it, and I want y'all to just stay tuned while I scrape and talk, so that way we see how fast we go about getting this knocked out right here, guys. All right. And I am just praying that y'all got a garden started and y'all are growing growing your garden and growing your own food to provide for you and your family.
Did you measure these rows?
You know what? I have not measured these rows just as yet. I think we're gonna do a video one day, just coming on in and measuring all these rows. What you think? Yeah, cause you know, one of the thing is, I just, it's funny because most of the time I just come on out here and I just work this garden. You know, not that it's not good to know what kind of space you're working with, what kind of work you're doing out here, but to me, one of those things is I just come on out and work, guys. I don't really try to watch how much space I'm working. I just come on out and work, because at the end of the day, the work still have to get done. Okay, so you know, and is it a lot of work? Absolutely it is, but I don't let that discourage me because it's a lot of work. Okay, I just come on out and work. It's good for the soul, and plus it's good for your overall health as well. Coming out and working, being a part of, you know, of the creation of the Most High, you know. So that's just the beauty, guys. All right, and we're getting down to the home stretch. And I do have some more stuff I have to come on in and plant out inside of these beds right here as well. And if y'all even see what I'm working with is this Georgia red clay up on this side. Now more so down here on this side is more so of a sandy loam soil, guys. Now me personally, hey, I love working in the sandy loam soil. It is a little bit more easier to work with, and so I like it. It's not much that you have to really do to you know, get the soil going. You can come in, you can add in your chicken manure, just like with the regular Georgia red clay, but sandy loam, I like it better than the clay. Put it that way. All right, and so that's pretty much it right there, guys. That is one row knocked out. Okay, coming in and get rid of the weeds, pretty much scraping it. I may have to come back on in again and maybe scrape it, but one of the things that you also have to keep in mind, and once these plants get to a certain height and they get, you know, pretty big, what's going to happen, it's going to shade out the ground, and that keeps a lot of weeds from striving in your garden as well. You'll have to just come on in and just weed a little bit here and there, and that's pretty much it. So right on over here where we have our tomato planted, that is the next thing that we're going to go ahead and talk about, guys. Now these tomatoes, I had them plant out here, I want to say probably right at about maybe 3 weeks. I want to say 3 weeks since they've been out here. Now a lot of times when you do plant them so early on in the season, because we're still getting a little bit of cold. Is it 2 weeks? I think these may be 2 weeks. Those back there is probably 3 weeks. And One of the things with planting them so early in the season, you're still getting the cold at night. That kind of, slow down the growth just a little bit. But so far, they are doing really well, guys. Now, one of the things that I want to go ahead and also talk about for you all to get really healthy tomato plants, guys. One of the things is pruning your tomatoes. That's very important. You coming in and pruning your tomatoes. Now, if y'all notice, I don't have any leaves right here on the bottom, pretty much touching the ground or anything of that nature. Okay, so what I usually come on in and do. Are you coming closer? Yeah. Come on over.
There we go. That way they can see.
Right. And so one of the things that you want to go ahead and do is just pretty much pruning those bottom leaves, guys. Especially if you have leaves that are touching the ground, or if it rain, the rain will splash up on them. Those leaves, you want to go ahead and take them out. Simple reason why, guys. These tomato plants, we want to keep them as healthy as possible. Now, when those leaves are touching the dirt, or the rain can splash up on those leaves, you're pretty much making those tomato plants prone to diseases, guys. And we don't want them to catch any sort of disease. Now, later on in the summer, as time goes on, some disease may come on in, but at this early stage like this, you want to go ahead and prune them and take very good care of them. As y'all can see, I have some cages going on right here. Pretty soon I'm going to come on in as well and put some cage around these. Now, so the ones that I had planted for about 3 weeks now, they are actually doing really well, guys. Some of them is even putting on blossoms. Okay, they are putting on blossoms. Like I said, in this particular area right here in these beds, I have not put any fertilizer, only for chicken manure. So right now they're doing good on their own just off the chicken manure, guys. And over here we have some of these peppers that is actually putting on peppers right now as we speak, guys. These, they did got knocked back just a little bit because that light frost that we had probably about a week now, and just a light frost, and some of the leaves did kind of took a little damage. But guys, they are doing really well. Now, like I said, peppers and tomatoes, they do move a little bit slower when you plant them out early like this, but so far they are all doing really well, guys. And hey, that is pretty much it. We have of course the cauliflower, we have Russian kale, dinosaur kale, kohlrabi, and also Brussels sprout. And come on down here, we'll just take a quick little walkthrough. Come on down, guys. I just go ahead and show you all instead of talking, right? Come on along, let's go. And so right here, guys, is the Brussels sprout. And as y'all can see, they are doing really well, guys. And come on down here. This right here is where we have our kohlrabi planted as well. We have them planted in a couple of different spots. And right here is also our bok choy. Now, so far, they are doing really well as well. Now, I did had, and that's another thing, guys, that y'all need to keep up on is pest control. What was kind of hitting me a little bit is the roly-polies and also slugs, guys. And so we had to come on in and take care of those. And right over here is that red Russian kale. And so far, I'm seeing growth, because when I planted them, they were so small, and now they're looking really well, guys. All right, so that is pretty much it right there. Just for a couple of little small tips, just want to come on in and talk to you guys about. And hey, like I said, I pray you all are getting out there and do some gardening, guys. Plant some food. All right, so that is pretty much it right there. I just want to say thanks to each and every one of you all out there for stopping by the Humble Servant Homestead. And as always, peace and blessings to each and every one of you all out there. Have a blessed day, and don't forget to get outside and weed that garden so that way gardening can be fun for you. All right, guys, have a blessed day.